Well, Hi-Rez, we keep doing the same old song and dance, and it honestly brings me no pleasure to say this, but
Right. Well, I sure hope somebody picks up that phone, because I f***ing called it!
as most of you know, I've had a pretty strained relationship with Hi-Rez Studios and their games in the past, specifically over the last 2 years. The biggest video that launched this channel initially was my Paladins You Should Have Seen This Coming video, which was a video that I did because I'd been posting in the subreddit and the forums explaining what all Hi-Rez was doing wrong with Paladins and how it was going a direction I didn't like, and it was kind of scaring me and worrying me for the game, in which case I was told I was wrong probably several thousand times. Told that I didn't know what I was talking about, they have to do it this way, it's not going to kill the game, blah blah blah. And in that video I'd mentioned other things that they were doing wrong, like the VIP system, and some other just minor things that they were doing that were hurting the game. And I was told I was wrong probably, like I said, several thousand times. People were saying, no, you're wrong about this, the game's going to do fine. But lo and behold, the game did not do fine. It started losing players at a rapid rate. The game became very much pay to win. The more money you spent, the better your characters could get. It was making it harder for new players to get into the game, so casual players weren't wanting to get involved, they weren't wanting to play. And a lot of the vets weren't wanting to play anymore because they weren't feeling very well compensated for the work they'd put in prior to the patch. So they ended up losing a large deal of players. According to the Steam charts here, this was just the Steam numbers. This didn't even involve the players they were losing from their actual launcher, but they were losing a lot of players. And 3 months later, they actually went and removed everything I mentioned in that video. Not only Cards Unbound, but they got rid of the VIP system. They removed all of it. Everything that I mentioned in that video, they ended up taking out in order to save their game and get their player base back. And it seems like we're here again with Realm Royale. Now, on this channel, a little bit before Realm Royale launched on Steam, I had done another video on Realm Royale, and how I'd said Hi-Rez was starting to earn my trust back a little bit, because it really seemed like throughout the PTS, they were focusing on Realm Royale and making it a good game, which showed, because the game went from being something I didn't find enjoyable at all, to being something really enjoyable that a lot of people were loving, especially once it released on Steam. And I mean, its success initially was just amazing. It was being received really well because it was something so different from the traditional Battle Royale. It had those RPG elements, and a lot of people were really loving this game. But it seems like the whole listening to the community thing has pretty much come to a stop. Now, I did a video, I think it was about 2 months ago, maybe, might not have even been that long ago, when they initially launched the hit scan patch, and the patch where they took the player bump from 70 to 100, and I broke down why everything they were doing was actually not really a good idea. They were doing a lot to cater to the tryhard players and the veteran players and the wannabe pro players. They were doing a lot of stuff to cater to their playstyles, and when they did that, they drove away a lot of their casual players, the players that just want to jump in, have a good time, have fun, and, you know, not stress out. Which was one of the main reasons, like, when I play Fortnite over PUBG, is because I want a game that I can jump into and have fun, rather than jump into and have to be mega competitive. It just depends on what mood I'm in that day. So they started making those changes, and it drove away a lot of their casual player base. And then they started doing things to try to win the casual players back by making changes that nobody really asked for, but they started doing, and it's driving away the veteran players. And probably the biggest, most astronomical mistake they could have possibly made with this game is they've gotten rid of the class system. Everybody's even, and you can pick up abilities out of chests, and that's how you play the game now. There is no more picking a class at the beginning and building your team around that, or your squad. And I think that is just the dumbest idea possible. I'm not understanding. That is the main selling point of this game, is making it have a class system, making everybody's playstyles different. And you're taking away the ability to make everybody's playstyles different, and making it to where everybody's going to end up playing the same way. Now, I brought this up in the last video that I did about this, and I said in that video, okay, you're making it to where everybody has to drop, and as soon as they drop, they have to be aggressive, otherwise they are not going to win whatsoever. And you took away the ability to be stealthy and to not be aggressive by increasing the amount of players on the map. When the map is so small, on average, you're going to have so many players in every little bit of the world when you drop. So you're taking away the ability already to play your own way when it comes to, do you want to be aggressive? Do you want to be, you know, stealthy? Do you want to hide and just try to wait out to the end and be one of the last ones standing, and then that way you only have to focus on fighting at the very end? I mean, you're limiting all the playstyles that way. and now you're limiting playstyles by getting rid of the biggest selling point for your game, which is the class systems. What are you doing? Which, the whole reason for getting rid of the classes was because of laziness. I mean, that was the whole point behind it, of getting rid of it, because you didn't want to try to balance the classes anymore. But guess what? It's all still unbalanced because you still have the skills in the game. Now it's just not chosen unbalanced, it's just random unbalanced. If a player finds the abilities that are unbalanced or overpowered or underpowered, then they're at a disadvantage or an advantage. It didn't fix the game, it didn't balance anything by getting rid of the classes. It just made it to where people wouldn't pick certain classes knowing that this class was going to be overpowered. Which, I mean, that's just laziness to me. That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to try to make a good game, and you're going to have to focus on balance. Getting rid of the class system doesn't not only make your job harder, because at least with the class system you had a set of skills that you had to balance based on the other skills that they could have. But now, since everybody can have every skill, you got to think about so many more variables and so many more combinations of abilities that you need to try to balance between all the players, that you're actually making your job harder, because now you're going to have to balance more. And I don't think you quite realized that when you got rid of classes, which was the biggest selling point of your game. And on top of all that, your CEO decided to go onto a stream of one of your only streamers, let alone one of your only players even playing the game, promoting the game. And when that streamer was saying that, you know, he didn't like these changes and he can't stand the fact that you guys are making these changes, your CEO, the main person in your company, the biggest person in your company, decided to tell this streamer that's promoting this game to stop crying and play squads like the way the game's intended. Then after that, you remove duos and solos entirely, so now you can only play squads anyway. So I am really just at a loss. Back when the whole Paladins thing happened, you had an employee also tell pro players to stop crying, and if they wanted to keep complaining, they could not be paid. And he ended up getting fired. I did a video covering that last year. So, but now you're basically redoing everything you did wrong with Paladins, but you're doing it to an even greater. It's like you're like wondering, okay, how can I make even more bad decisions and make them even worse, on like a worse level and a worse scale? Like the Paladins thing was bad, and we managed to come back and survive from that because we removed everything, you know, that everybody was complaining about anyway, like 3 months later. But let's see how long we can push it with Realm Royale. I mean, you've lost how many players? You've gone from 120,000 average to like 1,200 average. I mean, you've lost almost every player that even tried your game. So what are you guys thinking? Are you trying to kill the game off? Is that really what you're doing? I mean, that's what it seems like. It seems like you're realizing the Battle Royale hype is kind of dying down, and you guys are just trying to kill the game so you can make another game. Trying to make as much money and milk as much money out of this one as possible as it's dying, and then you're going to hopefully start a new project. I mean, that's what it seems like you guys are doing. And if that's what you're doing, pull the plug. Stop trying to take more people's money. Stop advertising this game. Stop promoting this game. I mean, you told everybody we were getting a console beta months ago. That never happened. And you're continuing to promote this game, and I've read the comments whenever you promote the game on Twitter. Everybody's saying, no, your game is terrible, you guys are making bad decisions, we're not playing this game. Like, I don't think I've seen a single positive comment on any of your advertisements for this game for the last 2 months. So if you're really just trying to kill it, pull the plug, stop advertising it. But yeah, so it seems like here we are again. We're here again with Hi-Rez. You've done it again. You've managed to... now I'm never giving you my trust again. I mean, you had started to earn it back when you were making good decisions when it came to Realm Royale and how you finally, you know, tried to save Paladins. But it's clear your CEO was trying to destroy your games and your company as a totally. So, yeah, you've lost my trust 100%. And all the positive videos I did about Realm Royale in the past, well, those are now null and void, I guess. So, yeah. But that's all the time I got for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it was more of a rant than it was anything else. But, you know, I've done this dance with Hi-Rez Studios for, like, the last couple years, and it's getting kind of tiring. So I decided to kind of just vent my feelings out towards this game, and hopefully maybe somebody over there will listen and try to steer Realm Royale back in the right direction. But we'll see. But that's all the time I got for this one, guys. If you like this video and you want to see more, please click that red subscribe button, and make sure you hit that bell icon if you want to know anytime Nathan or I upload videos. And I will see you guys next time.